So normally, if I had heard that, I would have thought, oh, that's about me giving something. Let's see, do I have to give my money? Do I have to give up my name? Do I have to give up my personality? Do I have to give up my child? Do I have to give up my husband? But all of those are just aspects of one's life. He said, give the whole. Give your whole life to this. And so I say to you tonight, if you have a flicker of awakening, if you have the smallest speck of light that calls you, if you have any degree of gratitude to simply be, then all that's required is that you give your life to that. That you stop the discussion in your mind of what you need to do, what you need to experience, where you need to go, what needs to happen. You give your life to that. And it is a huge relief. And the bounty that flows from that is endless and surprising. It's the bounty that allows us to meet. It's what brought me to Australia. My speaking to you is a reflection of my being responsible to what I have given my life to. I have no duty to speak to you. There's no weight in speaking to you, meeting with you. It's a reflection of my responsibility, my freedom to respond to life, and to invite you into the same freedom in the ground of your being, and to let you know that you have full capacity to say yes to this. You have said yes, but for most people it's a conditional yes. It's a yes but, a yes and, a yes well, but to say yes period, or yes full stop. It's over then. It's over, really. It's that simple. Your suffering is over. There may be pain and hurt and days of misery, but your ground of suffering is obliterated in that instant of a full yes. So it's so simple. What possibly makes it so hard? Because it is hard. It's simple and it's hard. And what makes it hard is our hope that we can just give parts to this ground of our being and keep some of our suffering because that's us. And if we lose all of our suffering, if we lose all of who we think we are, then we don't exist. And so it's hard because it's the willingness to die to who you think you are. To die fully. To give your life fully to who you are, rather than leaving any part of it turn toward who you think you are, who you've been told you are, who you hope you are, who you fear you are. All of the narratives that run through the thinking process. And in an instant, it's possible. All it requires is the willingness to lose everything. And in this moment, if you just lose everything, as we sit here, you lose everything, every question you came here with, every relationship issue, every hope of how things should be different, every plan how to make things the way you want them to be. In this moment, you just lose it. What's the result? You tell the truth. You recognize this ground of yourself. The result is not even the right word. That's like follows some cause. This ground of yourself is revealed. So this is easy, actually, this immediate experience. What makes it hard then, still simple but hard, is that because of habits of mind, our narratives of suffering reappear. And out of habit, we engage again, out of some hope that this time the engagement in our mind will deliver the same fulfillment that is revealed in an instant of losing it all. So I'm here to advise you that that hope is futile. Hope is beautiful and necessary for children, but for an adult, it's a weight, and it has to do with the future. And the longer you hope for something to be different or better or more, the longer you suffer. In your willingness to surrender your hope and surrender your hopelessness, you have nothing and you are everything. You have nothing and you're everything. So this is not a theory that can be remembered. If you are mentally taking notes, you just rip them up, lose them. If you're trying to figure out what I'm pointing to, just lose it. And discover, tell the truth. What is here? Who are you? That's why we meet. When we sit in silence before the speaking begins, it's a pointer to what is here, always. No name, no history, no suffering, no enlightenment. Free, space, conscious of itself, and overflowing in the fulfillment of that consciousness. So I want you to know again and again how simple it is. It's only attachment to the narrative that makes it complicated. And in an instant, that complication does not exist when you lose the hope of its resolution, hope of no pain, or the hope of eternal bliss, or the hope of immortality. You just lose it. And then you are life directly. Directly you are life. I meet you as life. I recognize you as life. And this appearance of this particular form is beautiful too. But it will go. It appeared and it will disappear. Life remains. Conscious. Free. Here. Always here. So is that clear? Is there any question about that before we get into any level of conversation? Because conversation is important, it has a place, but first let's be very clear, and if you can help me be more clear, I really appreciate it. So if there's any part of that that seemed abstract to you, please let me know so we can break it down so that it has total relevance for your life. Not somebody else's life, not Ramana's life, or Papaji's life, or Christ's life, or Buddha's life, or Gangaji's life, your life. We're speaking of your life. Otherwise, it's just another evening. And there are many evenings that you have. Spiritual evenings, entertainment evenings, performance evenings, boring evenings, exciting evenings. But the capacity or the potential here is for this to penetrate every evening of your life.